Hi everyone, today we're checking out Johnson Canyon. This is one of my favorite mini excursions in Banff National Park. Let's go check it out.
Johnson Canyon is one of the most popular tourist stops in Banff National Park, receiving almost 1 million visitors each year.
We're starting out here, and today we're going to take you to the lower falls.
The hike offers spectacular views as you navigate the canyon, carved into limestone bedrock by thousands of years of water erosion. Traversing a series of overhanging catwalks to reach the canyon's 7 waterfalls.
There's the lower falls, about 1,100 meters that way, and the upper falls 2,400 meters that way. Inkpots 5,400 meters that way.
The canyon's name dates back to around 1885 when a gold-seeking prospector named Johnson camped out at the head of the creek with hopes of discovering gold. Well, Johnson never discovered any gold and ended up moving on, but he left his name behind.
So we're there. Today, we're just going to the lower falls.
In the early 1900s, the Canadian Rockies began to attract tourists, with wealthy Europeans and alpine Swiss guides arriving to explore the unclimbed peaks. A dirt trail through the canyon was created, but required 6 log bridges spanning back and forth across the creek to reach the lower falls. Part of the work required to construct this trail was completed by Hungarian prisoners interned due to World War I, who were camped at nearby Castle Mountain. A small log tea house was constructed as a rest stop for visitors, and that tea house was purchased by Walter and Marguerite Camp around 1927. The couple started to develop the property and built cabins for tourists, and Walter began to give interpretive talks to guests outlining the canyon's scenic attractions. In the late 1920s, Walter continued exploring further into the canyon and discovered 6 additional waterfalls, including the Upper Falls, which is the largest of them all. But as the canyon's attractions became better known and attracted more tourists, wider and sturdier bridges were needed. In 1974, Parks Canada began replacing the well-worn wooden bridges with steel and concrete catwalks, creating the spectacular trails you can enjoy today. The hike to the lower falls is relatively accessible. It takes about 30 minutes to walk from the parking lot, following a fairly flat 1-kilometer trail through the forest and on the catwalks beside Johnson Creek. Johnson Creek originates in a glacial valley north of Castle Mountain. After navigating the gorge that it helped create, the stream empties into the Bow River south of Castle Mountain between Banff and Lake Louise.
Upper falls and Inkpots, or lower falls?
The trail to the Upper Falls is a little steeper and has an elevation gain of about 120 meters over the 2.6-kilometer path, and takes guests about an hour each way. However, those choosing the longer trail get to see the much larger Upper Falls, which has a drop of about 40 meters into a deep pool below. In 1999, a young kayaker named Tal Berman broke a Guinness World Record by kayaking over this 98-foot drop and living to tell the tale. If you're looking to get even more exercise, you can continue past the upper falls for an additional 3 kilometers to reach the Ink Pots, 7 pools of green-colored mineral springs located in an open meadow. You're able to catch your first glimpse of the lower falls as you cross one last bridge. And then pass through this tiny cave, which acts as a gateway before you can see the falls in all its splendor. Johnson Canyon is spectacular at any time of year, but during the winter months, it's a favorite place to go for ice walking and ice climbing. The upper falls freeze during the winter and make a great destination for beginner and advanced ice climbers alike. But even if you're not up for those adventures, Johnson Canyon is still a worthwhile and memorable experience for all ages, and is one of my favorite must-do stops while in Banff National Park.
Of course, if you're here during the winter, it is going to be slippery, so I definitely recommend boots or shoes with good tread. Be careful, slippy. Whoa, ooh! Thanks for exploring Johnson Canyon with me. Remember to keep exploring and click here to come along on our next adventure. Until next time, it's time to exit through the gift shop.